Hello and welcome to Kathy Houchins Stories. I'm Kathy Houchins, and this episode is an important end of the year review. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today is December 31st, 2025. It's the last day of the year, and I want to spend the next few minutes with you going back and looking back what happened during 2025 and where we've been or looking forward to where we're going in 2026. Whether you've been following me with the Sisterhood Chronicles or you've watched my Death by Degrees, the little teaser I just did a couple weeks ago, or if you're brand new here, every single one of us has a story we're telling about our lives. And as we stand on this threshold between years, we get to decide what the next chapter will be. So grab a cup of coffee or whatever you'd like and get comfortable, and let's talk about reviewing this year so far. So let's talk about 2025 wins. Okay, 2025 was my year of creation. I completed the Sisterhood Chronicles bundle. I started 2 new series, and I grew this YouTube channel in a community in ways I never expected. Each episode was a chance to connect with you, to share these characters I love, and to build this community of story lovers. And then there's the Death by Degrees, my brand new book that is launching in January of 2026. It's creating this teaser episode that I felt like planting a flag in new territory, a new story, a new challenge, or a new adventure. And speaking of challenges, let me be real with you. 2025 wasn't all sailing. It wasn't smooth sailing at all. I also started a new project that outlined some unsung heroes. Things I wanted to start is around nurses, that kind of type of thing. And the challenge was creating the right survey and finding collaborators in the industry. What I learned was having someone inside the field is invaluable, but more than specific projects, 2025 taught me something even bigger. The power of small steps. Here's something I want you to hear. Every episode that you watch, every book chapter I write, they don't happen because I have massive blocks of lime and because everything was perfect. They happen because I showed up, sometimes for 20 minutes, maybe an hour, or maybe longer. But I showed up consistently. Those small steps added up to something bigger than I imagined. Overall, 2025 taught me small steps, consistent action, and trusting the process. Now I want to share with you the framework I use for my year. And you can use it too, whether you do it tonight before midnight or sometime in the next few weeks. I call it the 4 pillars of review, and if you follow the Sisterhood Chronicles, you know I love a good pillar metaphor. First, pillar 1, celebrate. What made you proud this year? Really, I mean really celebrate. Not just the big win but also for the small ones. Did you finish a project? Did you have a breakthrough with your creative work? Write it down. Say it out loud. Let yourself feel proud of what you've accomplished. So, stop and think, what could I celebrate about 2025? Second, pillar 2, ask yourself, what challenge made me this year? What challenged me, and what did those challenges teach me? Notice I didn't say what went wrong or what did I fail at. What challenged it? What I meant was what challenged you, because challenges aren't failures. They're our greatest teachers. A lesson learned from a challenge is also show up. I could easily teach myself out of working on a computer every day. In other words, I could just walk away and say, I'm not doing it today. I'm taking a break. And I found out that I couldn't do that or I would go crazy. The creative kid inside of me was and is always ready to write something or learn something new if doing some research on a new project. Third pillar 3 is release. This is a hard one. Ask yourself what needs to stay in 2025. What habits aren't serving you anymore? What mindsets are holding you back? What comparison is stealing your joy? Mine are releasing some bad habits of negative talk and some limiting beliefs. These old tapes from years past are holding me back and stealing my joy. So write it down, acknowledge it, and then consciously choose to leave it in 2025. Pillar 4 is express great gratitude for who and what supported your journey for this year. For me, it's you, this community, the people who watch these episodes, who leave comments, who share their own stories for me. You've supported this creative journey in ways you might not even realize. Here's your homework. Before you go to bed tonight, grab a journal or open your phone notes and answer these 4 questions. What am I celebrating? What did I learn? What am I releasing? And what am I grateful for? Trust me, this 10-minute exercise will change how you step into 2026. Now, how do you plan your year without being overwhelmed? Here's what works for me. I start with the big vision. What do you want to create? What do you want to become? What story do you want your life to tell in 2026? Then, and this is crucial, break it down into manageable steps. For example, if my big vision is launch Death by Degree successfully, my small steps are January, launch the week, content and promotion. February, reader engagement and feedback. March, behind the scenes with content, and April, etc. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You only need to see the next steps. So choose your theme word also for 2026. Here's something powerful that I do every year. I choose one word to be my theme for the entire year. One word that captures the energy, the intention, the focus, and a way to bring in the next 12 months. My word for 2026 is motivation. Why this word? It keeps me focused and energetic. What does this word mean to me? It means keeping my balance not only in writing, but in everyday life, during which day-to-day life and still moving forward and full of intention. What's your word going to be? Think about it. Let it simmer. And when you find it, you'll know. And here's my final piece of advice for 2026. Tell one story at a time. As a writer and a creator, I am constantly tempted to do all the things. Write 3 books at once, create 7 direct series, launch 10 new projects, but I have learned that the most powerful work when you focus is when you commit to one story at a time, one goal at a time, and to give you full attention. So, I have my biggest dream for 2026. I'm going to pursue them one story at a time, one chapter at a time, one episode at a time, and I invite you to do the same. For 2026, this is what I'm committing to you. I'll stay focused and motivated to meet each goal, one step at a time. Also, I commit to 2 episodes on YouTube per month for the entire year. And now, I would love to hear your commitments. What's one goal you're going to set up for 2026? Drop it in the comments below, because when we declare our intentions out loud, when we share them with community, they come real. So here we are, the last day of 2025. We're talking about creating your wins, learning your challenges, releasing what long ago served you, and expressing gratitude for what held you up. In 2026, we are going to see Death by Degrees content and some new creative projects I'm very excited about. But more than that, I hope you will see this channel as a place where we celebrate stories together, the stories we read, the stories we write, and the stories we're living. So tell me in the comments below, what's your word for 2026? What story are you telling to the new year? And what goal are you committing to? I read every single comment, so I'm excited for what's coming up. I'm getting ready to toast you. Thank you for being a listener and a part of Kathy Houchins Stories. Thank you for watching and engaging and being a part of this community. Here's to the stories that we touch, the stories that we told in 25, and here's to all the stories we'll create in 2026. I'm Kathy Houchins, and I'll see you in the new year.